Hi, welcome back. We're working on a risotto here. So I've managed to mix in the remaining bits of the broth. Again, you can use vegetarian broth if you want. The beauty of a risotto is that it's a great base. Just like a tomato sauce is a great base to work from, a risotto is a great base to work from. Because now that I have this, I can mix chicken in, I can mix some vegetables. If you're gonna mix chicken or vegetables or anything else into it, don't put them in raw. Cook them first, boil them in some water, fry the chicken, whatever you're gonna do, and then cut it up and just mix it in. You have a complete meal then. You can put it away. It keeps really good. You can keep this stuff in the fridge for a week. So it works really well, makes a great base. You can also flavor it differently. If you want mushrooms, you can get some mushrooms and throw them in, make a mushroom risotto. You can get sometimes change the soup up. Like if you use cream of mushroom soup instead of regular soup, it makes the flavor different. So a great base to work from, and something that is great. Kids love it too. My daughters have grown up with risotto since they were little, and it was the one dish they always asked for. So now we're going to take our cheese, mix our cheese in. You notice that there's still liquid in here, okay? A risotto is not dry rice. A risotto is a liquid, it's like rice with a sauce around it, and the sauce is created from the rice itself. As the rice cooks, it exudes a little bit of starch, and that causes the remaining liquid to thicken up. Okay, so now we're going to mix in our cheese. Okay, the other thing with the risotto is that you want to make sure you scrape the sides of the pan down, because there's nothing worse when you get your risotto done than if you left some of those rice grains sitting on the side of the pan that are hard as a rock, and then you stir them in when you take it out, you end up with little bits of hard rice within your risotto, which doesn't taste very good. So make sure you scrape the sides of the pan down when you're cooking it. The other thing is make sure that you get, don't overcook it. It still needs to have a little bit of a bite. In Italian, al dente means has a little bite to it, which means it has a little bit of maybe a slightly hard core in the center. Okay, slightly chewy. Okay, they shouldn't be soft and like overly cooked. All right, it should still have a little bite to it. So if you look here. We have our finished risotto. Okay. Now the key with this is, it's still kind of saucy, which is good. The key with this is to serve it right away. Don't let it sit too long. Okay. If you do let it sit, the rice is going to absorb more liquids, and it's going to start getting starchy and kind of globular. So keep it hot. You can cover it for a little bit, but don't wait too long. If it does get that way, just stir a little bit more broth in, or just some plain water. Sometimes what I'll do, if it's gotten particularly bad, is if I have a little cream or milk, I'll put a little cream or milk into it. That gives a different consistency, which can be nice. You can add a little cream in there. Again, if you want more cheese, you can add more cheese in. Okay, let's go over here and look at our tomato sauce we made earlier. So the tomato sauce is still cooking down. You'll notice that it's starting to get some oil separation. That means the tomatoes are breaking down, and they're nearly done. I think we're getting pretty close to done here. It's starting to get a little thicker now. Okay, we're also making some, because my daughter needed lunch, since she's my camera person, we made some pasta to go along with this. I think it's important when you're making pasta, important thing to do, turn that down. Important thing to do is salt the water. I don't know, for some people seem to think that like I can't really salt the water, or they'll put like a teaspoon of salt in there. Most Italians pretty heavily salt their water for the pasta. It makes the pasta taste good. It's not adding a whole lot of sodium to your diet, because the sodium is in the water. It's getting into the pasta a little bit, but not that much. So salt your water. At this size pot, I'd probably put about 3 tablespoons of salt into. Okay. So, and for our pasta, this is an angel hair thin spaghetti pasta. You'll see that it's pretty much done here. Important to look at if you look at a piece of spaghetti when it's cooked properly, it's not white. You'll notice it's still a little bit yellow. Okay, it breaks pretty easily. This version is still slightly chewy, but nearly done. I would say that maybe needs another 30 seconds. If it still has a hard yellow core, then it's not done. Hard yellow core means it still hasn't got the center there, but nearly done. Okay. Important safety tip if you're pouring out spaghetti into a cup, into a colander, or any hot liquids, don't pour towards you or away from you. This way you don't burn yourself, okay? We're gonna enjoy our lunch here. We will talk to you again in a couple weeks when we're gonna talk about pizza and how to make pizza from scratch, including dough and everything, all right? Talk to you later.